breaks off, and he'll get pushed out. That was Kevin Dixon. Got his hand on the quarterback and knocked him out. Let's see where they spot the ball. Looks like the 53-yard line.
That's a coverage issue for Travis Lule. He had some time in the pocket initially. He drops back. He's got his eyes downfield. It starts to break down because of coverage down the field. He didn't want to force it at this time, and he's been good at that. Ball protection in the last 3 games, 6 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions for Travis Lule in the last 3 games, all wins.
Talked about that Chris Jones pressure package. Lule's been hurried 7 times. He's been hit 4 times. And he'll look at 2nd and 9. And here they come, Demetrius Morley. They shovel inside to counter it, and Tim Brown with a cutback into Stampeder territory, has a first down.
And it was that last cut that got him the first down. It looked like to me he was caught about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards short until that last move. He's going to start in the backfield, come underneath, and then it's just that little shovel pass in order to try and beat the pressure coming up the field from the Calgary Stampeders. But watch right at the end of the play. It's that last move right there that gets him in behind and then moving that chain.
Great pickup for the Lions, 2nd in all-purpose yards in the CFL, behind only Chad Owens of the Argonauts. They fake the end around and they go deep, wanting Akeem Foster. Akeem Foster! Touchdown! His 6th touchdown of the year, the deep threat. The youngster out of St. Francis Xavier has done it again.
TDs in each of his first 3 games. TDs in 5 of his first 7 games. And he adds another for 6 total. Akeem Foster gets in behind coverage again.
48-yard touchdown. In behind Jeff Tisdale, who's been awfully stingy on the corner for Calgary all year long. But Akeem Foster, one of those breakout Canadian receivers. McCallum the extra point. And the BC Lions now lead by a dozen. And the Lions admitting that he is playing beyond expectations.
His per catch average just shy of 20 yards. 19.2 yards, and that's updated, including that long one for his 6th touchdown.
I'm hungry.
And he's hungry.
Well, he's got a sandwich named after him.
I guess
back at his old school.
Can you get those to go?
And the kickoff bounces out of bounds, and that'll give Calgary great field position on the illegal kickoff.
Akeem Foster in his first year really playing, his 2nd year in the CFL, but watch, he's playing like a veteran in the change of speed. Slowly, gradually coming off the line to try and lull Jeff Tisdale, a veteran in Jeff Tisdale, into false sense of security and then blow by him.
Sounds like the mentor, G. Roy Simon, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is. Little change of speed. Watch the change of direction here and how the defensive line for the Calgary Stampeders are caught looking. They're not sure who has the ball. Everyone's looking. Does he have the ball? Does he have the ball? Who has the football? And while they're doing that, no pressure at all on Travis Lule. He's got lots of room to just launch this in a perfect throw to Akeem Foster.
So the biggest play of the game for the Lions has the Stamps in a hole. Kenyon Rambo with the catch on the slant. Brought down by Dante Marsh, but it's a Stampeder first down as they try to claw their way back into it.
Now Dave Dickinson now really has more pressure mounting as this game goes on, and trying to find the answer to this BC Lion defense. Their success last week against Edmonton in Edmonton was when they combined that great running game with the passing game. They don't have to abandon that just yet.
13 for Rambo, first down up near the 52-yard line. Porter, the Gladiator last Friday, not much there on his first down run. Had 4 touches from scrimmage last week for 90 yards, 2 carries for 44, 2 catches for 46. But he caught your eye with all those special team plays he made and some key blocks.
Yes, sir, he did. He had 3 special teams tackles for a total of 10 on the season now. Another guy who, even though he's a starter rotating in with Joffrey Reynolds, is also contributing on the special teams. One of the reasons he won the Gladiator Award a week ago.
2nd and 9. Anthony Reddick looked like he was offside. The pass incomplete. They're going to call interference on Jerome Dennis. So flags all over the field. And it looks like they're all on BC.
There's no question that Anthony Reddick, unless he saw someone flinch in that offensive line, he was definitely in the neutral zone. Again, he's replacing Corey Banks. He moves into the linebacking core, a little bit heavier, a little bit bigger. And I think you're right, Chris. I think there's a pass interference call on Jerome Dennis.
Offside, BC number 26. That penalty is declined. Pass interference, BC number 20. 10-yard penalty applied from the previous line of scrimmage. Automatic first down.
Jerome Dennis is going to roll in and play in passing situations, and he's in coverage here. Comes down quickly on Romby Bryant, and you can see the contact well before the ball arrives.
Russell pump. He's got Romby Bryant loose, and Bryant's got it down at the 15-yard line.
I saw it right from the snap of the football. The pump on Ryan Phillips. They've been setting it up a little bit by trying to throw underneath and those outs to Romby Bryant. And next time they get him on the double move. And you can see how far behind Ryan Phillips is in that trail position. He's looking for help over the top from J.R. LaRose, who doesn't get there quite fast enough.
Bryant holds on. It's a 31-yard play. Larry Taylor checks in. Cornish in behind Henry Burris. Over the middle, there is Taylor, touchdown!
And the streak comes to an end for the Lions defense. Cornish vacates the backfield. And Larry Taylor, lined up in that slot, comes underneath right over the middle. And he finds the answer.
235 minutes and 26 seconds by my rough calculation. The touchdown streak has ended for BC.
Linebackers always locking into backs. There's Larry Taylor with John Cornish vacating the backfield, and he's going to influence two linebackers, Solomon Elimimian and Anthony Reddick. They both take too far of steps to the outside with Cornish. That opens up Larry Taylor over the middle, and he does the rest, breaking the BC Lion defensive streak.
So a good response for the Stampeders to tighten this thing up. And a line drive kick fielded by Tim Brown back at his 15. Across the 35 with the flag down. As we head to the sidelines, another special guest with Jermaine Franklin.
Very special guest, Chris. Don Matthews, winner of 10 Grey Cups, 5 as an assistant, 5 as a head coach. Does any of those championships stand out for you?
Well, I wish I could pick one because, you know, they're all so special. And they just, I just can't pick one. But all of them together, sometimes I think back and how did that happen?
How significant is this induction? How was this weekend for your experience?
The weekend was special, and it was made special for a lot of different reasons. One, it was beautifully hosted here in Calgary, but my children were able to come to the induction, and my wife and my child, and it was so special for them to see what was this football all about. And it's something I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Thanks for your time, Don, and congratulations.
My pleasure, thank you.
Low hit as he delivered that football, and it sails high and out of bounds, incomplete. There was an illegal block against the Lions that as BC backed up at their 19.
22 seasons, 365 games, and 231 of them he won. He started his coaching career, Don Matthews, in Edmonton as an assistant in '77, was part of those 5 consecutive Grey Cups, the Edmonton Eskimos. And I played under Don Matthews, and I agree with Chris Schultz when he talked about at halftime, there wasn't a guy in the league as a coach that could recognize what he needed talent-wise and keep you on your edge from start to finish.
2nd and 10. Here comes the heat again. Lulay's got an open G-Roy Simon up at the 34-yard line. That's a first down. Taken down by Johnny Dixon.
You can see what Travis Lulay's game plan has become with this pressure from the Calgary Stampeders, is trying to move around in the pocket, buy himself some time to allow his receivers to get open. He hit Akeem Foster on the deep route to try and beat the man-to-man, and then he used his legs to extend the play a little bit to find G-Roy Simon.
3rd catch, 34 yards for Simon on the day. That was 16-yarder and a first down. And an inside handoff, and here's Sean Gore. And he gets drilled by Brandon Smith up around the 49-yard line.
Sean Gore has taken some hits, and he keeps getting up. Again, with young receivers, you have to have that column of check marks, and you got to say, okay, can he fight through adversity? Check. Sean Gore's shown that. Is he tough enough to take some big hits and bounce back up? Well, he's shown that here tonight alone.
So the offenses are heating up. We've seen both teams with touchdown strikes in this 3rd quarter, and a couple of big first downs for BC to gain field position. And off to the short side, and Andrew Harris, the Winnipeg native, with a good run. Torrey Davis tossing him down, but the Lions have moved it into Calgary territory.
Now, by formation, they get some help in the running game with Rolly Lumbala playing tight end to that side, and that just opened things up for Andrew Harris. One of the reasons it's been a big difference over the last 5 games for the BC Lions, coaching offensively. First part, the running game invisible when they lost their first 5 games out of the gate. That's changed.
An 11-yard run by Harris. It's a first down. Stampeder 51. Pressure from Justin Phillips. And a knockdown by Phillips off the edge.
Well, Justin Phillips is quietly putting together a pretty good campaign. Guy that 17 tackles coming in, rotated into the defensive line. He's going to play a lot more reps here in this game tonight because of the fact that Charleston Hughes is not in the lineup. A big play there to put Travis Lulay on 2nd and long.
Noisy here at McMahon. Lulay hit as he delivered, and that's short of the target. Darren Stone was on the blitz along with the middle linebacker, Juwan Simpson.
It's going to come from the right of your screen. Stone again, one-on-one with Andrew Harris, and Andrew Harris tried to go for the cut block. He went right over the top of that.
But the Lions did move it into Calgary territory. Paul McCallum is going to throw it out to the far side, and J.R. LaRose has it intercepted in front of him by Anthony Parker. There is a flag on the play. Somebody trying to steal a page out of the Michael O'Shea playbook.
Yes, sir. Noel Prefontaine puts a little more on it, though, when he throws it at Paul McCallum. There's a little bit of a wobble on that wall. I'm not sure what the penalty is, but well read by Anthony Parker.
Illegal substitution. BC number 27. That penalties decline. First down, Calgary.
So they tried the old sleeper play, but illegal substitution is the call against the Lions.
J.R. LaRose is the intended receiver, and watch how much ground Anthony Parker takes to get over there for the Calgary Stampeders. An option play here for Paul McCallum. If he has a wide open receiver, he can go to it, but he wasn't open for long.
Illegal substitution penalty against the Lions. Decline. Lion football at the 40-yard line, and Khalid Mitchell with a rude greeting for running back Joffrey Reynolds.
Well, it was some kind of streak for the BC Lions defensively. Mike Benavides went 235 minutes and 26 seconds without giving up a touchdown until Larry Taylor found the answer. 62 offensive possessions.
So 2nd and 9. Reynolds released from the backfield. Burris running out of time. Karan Williams. Oh, now Solomon and Vivian finally bring him down. Ball popped loose, I believe. Or did it? But the Lions are celebrating, and the Calgary offense hits to the sidelines.
Well, Henry Burris almost pulled another one out of the hat here, as he, like in the first half, had to make a bunch of guys miss. I believe it was Karan Williams, the first who had a chance at him. He's working on a double team, keeps working, and then he breaks that tackle and runs straight into the form tackle of Solomon Elamimian, and he wasn't letting him go.
3rd sack for Elamimian in a huge year. And a block! Oh. And it's picked up. Adam Big Hill, touchdown, BC. Paris Jackson with the punt block. And the Lions have a special team touchdown. Well, a guy who has had nothing but frustrations in 2011, Paris Jackson, makes one of the biggest plays of the season for the Lions.